Hey there, so it's another hot day, but we got a nice little chilled dessert here. No baking involved, that's all, of course. Just mix together, chill it in the fridge, and then devour. This is a Lemony cheesecake jar. They're absolutely delicious. You dig down, you've got the crumbly graham cracker crumble crust. Not really a full crust because it's not baked, it's just crumbly. And then you've got the lemony cheesecake on top, all creamy. Mmm. So easy to make and so delicious. Let's go in the kitchen and make some of this right now. All right, so what we've got here is the ingredients for our lemony cheesecake jars. Over this side, these three are for the crust or the crumbly bit at the bottom. And what I've got there is 9 full sheets of graham crackers, or those little packages that you get inside the box. So the 9 full sheets of that. A third of a cup of brown sugar. Any kind of brown sugar is nice in here. Demerara is quite nice, but I haven't got any right now. So my usual cane sugar, natural cane sugar. Over here I've got 6 tablespoons of butter melted. So that's for the cracker crumb crust at the bottom. Then for the cheesecake itself, well, at the back here we have 12 ounces or 340 grams of cream cheese at room temperature. Over here I've got a half a cup of icing sugar. And then here I've got 3 tablespoons. That's like 1 lemon's worth of juice. So squeeze out 1 lemon, measure out 3 tablespoons. You probably have just a little bit left over. I just like to drink that. So 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. And here 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream, 36% or better. And because it's quite warm, I've really chilled that down in the fridge so it'll whip well. First, let's make the crust. So what we're gonna do is take these crackers. I just kind of like to break them up into here like that and give a head start. Okay, put all that in there, toss in the sugar, and then what we're going to do is just going to zap it and get those. We're going to get that down to smaller, not tiny crumbs, but like little grains of sand type of coarse grains of sand type crumbs, and then we're going to add in the butter. So here we go. All right, quick look at that. We have a spoon here, we'll bring that out. You see, yeah, that's looking good, just like that. There's nice little crumbs in there. Okay, perfect. No pieces of cracker left in there. Now, with it running, I'm gonna slowly drizzle in the butter. And then just gotta zap it a couple times, get that all mixed around. Pulse it a bit, because some will fall on the top. You can even just kind of take a spoon, go in there, mix it around a bit. Give it one more zap, just to make sure it's evenly distributed. All right, that's looking pretty good. So now, let's get this into the jars. So I'll put all this stuff off to one side. Okay, so I've got the canning jars. These basically hold 2 cups. I can't remember what the imperial size is, but they hold about 2 cups. They're a basic standard canning jar. So what I'm gonna do here, we'll remove the blade here, and then I'm just gonna divvy this up amongst the jars. Now, I don't want to tamp it in or anything. I'm just gonna put it in there loose. So just start spooning it in loosely like that. Shake it around a bit. All right, that looks pretty evenly distributed. And very good. All right, get rid of the food processor. Let's get these guys off to one side for right now. And then what I want to do next is I want to cream up that cream cheese. So I'm going to put the cream cheese into a larger bowl. take a wooden spoon, and first thing I'm going to do is just kind of soften it up a bit. It's pretty soft already because it's room temp, so it's not bad. But I just want to make it easier to get that lemon juice into there. So now I'm going to cream the lemon juice into here. Oh, we got a seed. Escaped the quality control process. There we go. Okay. I'm just using the back of the spoon. Oh, and there's another seed. How did these guys sneak by? They always sneaky little devils, aren't they? All right. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Smelling very lemony here. Okay, I'm going to set that off to one side. Next thing we're going to do is going to whip up the cream. Now, because it's warm, I've got a bowl and the beaters sitting in the freezer over there, so they'll be good and chilled. This has already been chilled. Shouldn't have warmed up yet. It's only been a minute or two out here. Going to grab those because in summer, we need everything as cold as possible if we're going to get this to whip. So, going to grab those right now. All right, that's good and cold. Wow, those are frozen cold. Perfect. So we get the whipped cream in here. Now I want to whip this cream until it forms into stiff peaks. So it's going to probably take a couple minutes. And also what I'm going to do, once it starts getting even just soft, I'm going to start adding in the icing sugar. But first, let's just whip it for a while. All right, if you look down there, now you can see it's just started to thicken up a little bit. So it's time to start adding in the icing sugar. While beating it, just going to add in a little bit at a time. All right, there we go. We got stiff peaks. Now, the one thing you might have noticed was that when I'm doing this, I'm never ever holding the bowl like this. I'm just touching it a little. I don't want the heat from my hands to warm up that bowl. It's really critical when you're beating whipped cream in summer, because it just, the heat, it can't do it. It just can't form into whipped cream. It'll take you forever, if it'll beat at all. I've had it when it's in a really hot kitchen where you just can't get it to beat. Okay, now, well, next thing to do is just to fold the whipped cream into the cream cheese. Here we go. That is going to be delicious. And just mixing. I want to get that kind of cutting through like this so I can get the whipped cream incorporated in with the cream cheese. Perfect. Let's spoon it into our cups. I'll use the smaller spoon here so I get a bit more control over this and don't make a mess. All right, let's get these guys rolled up. And then just drop spoonfuls in. Now, some people like to do this with a piping bag. That's good too. That really makes a nice job of it. You don't end up getting stuff on the side of the jars like I usually do. So if you're making it for a fancy dinner or something like that, fancy party, then yeah, I would use a piping bag. I'm just too lazy to set up a piping bag. And this tastes just as good. Now just kind of push it down a little bit with a spoon. A bit like that. You can always use a piece of paper towel to wipe up the little bits and pieces that you get on the jar if you're as messy as I am. There we go. Now, lemony goodness. All right. Now, using canning jars, like I am, you can just put the lids on them loosely. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to chill these for an hour in the fridge. So these are going to go in the fridge for 1 hour, and then time to devour them. Now, if you like these Lemony cheesecake jars, check out the channel. We've got a number of other great desserts on here. Also, make sure you subscribe, because every Monday out comes a new original Kuma's Kitchen recipe. And if you're not yet a patron, please consider becoming one. For only $3 a month, you help support the creation of these recipes. Also, you get access to all kinds of cool stuff in the Patreon community, such as our very popular This is Japan and This is Japan hiking series, our focus on ingredients and kitchen tech videos, and many other things. Also, it's a great community in there. You'll be joining them. So consider joining that and make yourself some Lemony cheesecake jars today and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.